Watch the real-life program about exceptional destinies, remarkable opportunities, and unbelievable facts right now.
He gathered 15,228 people in a dance. Nobody in Kazakhstan has done the same. To walk the points of knives, smoldering coals, and broken glass. His records are the victory of mind over body. Man is born not only to eat, we also need food for living, but in addition, art is the most valuable thing that remains for generations. If there's no art, no language, no traditions, a nation will disappear. That is why I wanted to leave a trail for the future generations following me.
Ол жойылып кетеді. Сондықтан біз осы өнерімізді арттағы ұрпаққа із болып қалдыру үшін әдейі мен осыны жинадым.
Taz Taban, the foot of stone. Jamali di Kanuli. Beyond the possible. How to walk on the blade of a knife. When everyone is dancing. It is impossible not to envy his steel posture. And here he is in warrior costume. He simply cannot help doing what he does. When I was a child, we used to break boards with our hands, lift heavy stones for a while. My father noticed my abilities and started to train me. When I was 12, I already started to perform on the school stage. I showed interesting performances. With my teeth, I lifted a heavy bucket with water, 25 liters. Then I began to break thick boards. The gift to win was a heritage for him. His grandfather carried weights and bent iron. I always say that all my abilities were transmitted to me from my ancestors. My grandfather, Dana Nata, was so strong that he could lift a bull, which could not be carried even by horses. He was a famous fighter, or pahluwan. My father went in for sports and got us accustomed to sport from childhood. But he himself was an ordinary agronomist. He was born in China, 20 kilometers from the Kazakh border. And only 20 years ago, he came back to his historical motherland. Stunt preparation. The weight of the chain itself is 15 kilos. There are 4 passengers in the car, but this is only a third of his physical ability. His record is a bus with 25 passengers. The whole weight was 4 tons. He pulled it with his teeth. What is the force? It is his ligaments. When I was 19, I was able to lift a stone that weighed 150 kilos. Of course, now age makes itself felt, and it will be hard to show you these tricks. With a wide leather belt and sleeves, incidentally, a famous Kazakhstan fashion designer designed the suit. Muscle men say that tricks done in childhood are one thing, but in young age another. Maturity is a completely different level, so the idea came to walk on the blades of knives. I achieved that through hard training. Here a little carelessness might be fatal. It's necessary to train long and thoroughly. It happened to me several times that because of envy, someone spoiled the knife blades. One day I checked everything before the performance and walked away to have a snack to gather my strength. Apparently, someone had damaged the blades with a stone so that they were broken. I noticed that while performing, in some cases, we should pretend that everything is all right. This illustrates our courage. Walking on the blades of knives, he was in the Guinness Book of Records. He overcame a path of 300 blades. Nobody in the world had done the same. He began with 18 blades and then up to 30. I set a record in 2014 in honor of Jibek. There were 300 blades at a height of 6 meters, 50 meters in length. 8 minutes and 47 seconds was my record.
8 minut 47 sekundda жүріп өттім. Оны да жаңағы кішкене кезден бастап алдыменен дереу пышаққа шыға салмайсың ғой.
It is impossible to stand on the blade immediately. First, it's necessary to train the heels on the hard surface, and little by little you can try to stand on the blades, but only on 2 of them at a time. It started like that. After that, I stood on 18 knives.
Сол секілді өздерінің жолдары бар ғой, тактикалары бар. Сонымен жаттығу арқылы ең басында 2 тал пышаққа тұрып үйрендім. Кейінтінде жаңағы 18 пышақ.
He was called Tas Taban, or the foot of stone. There's no trace of a cut or burn on his feet. Joly has never received any injuries, and now, if there were coals under his feet, he would walk on them without preparation. His advice is to walk barefoot on the ground more often. It's very helpful. The temperature of the coals are about 700 degrees, but the human skin doesn't get burnt. There's no mystery in it, just physics. You need to walk fast, stepping all over the sole. In this case, the oxygen doesn't flow and there's not enough power to burn. The coals go out. There is a 24-kilo weight in front of him. One movement of a little finger and it's over his head. Just ligaments. They can withstand a big load. It's easy to lift the weights in this way. Every second person is able to do that. In essence, it's not in this, it's all about lifting with a little finger, like this. His son assists him, a candidate master of sports in boxing, and now the second weight is 16 kilograms on the thumb. Joly is engaged in boxing and taekwondo. He graduated from the China Sports University. He says that he has always distinguished himself by perseverance, colorful, textured. They could not help noticing, and he was noticed. He got on the big screen. Here he is with Gérard Depardieu. He met him working in the film Ablai Khan's Childhood. He played in several Kazakhstani films. The White Falcon, Fulfilled Dream, and this is a famous stunt in the famous film Nomad. Jumping, working with fire, unique stunts on horseback. In the national blockbuster, he performed without doubles and practically without any more takes. He's a man with an inexhaustible supply of energy. This energy was enough to gather 15,228 people in one dance. The Book of Records of Kazakhstan was in his hands. His own results are on page 510. Joly is producer and director. Atirao 2013. The city square is filled to capacity. The Kazakh national dance, Kara Zhorga, lasts for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This is a record. Before setting a record, Joly conducted a lot of research. The results are also in the book. Here everything is about this dance, beginning with rock paintings. It's all about the origins of the dance, its sacred meaning and influence on their bodies.
Қазақтың қара жорғасы деп жазып шыққан кітабым. Бұда міне тастағы
The Kazakh dance Kara Zhorga, this is the name of my book. Here, rock drawings of dancing people, dance elements and data from the museum in St. Petersburg and facts from the Bokai horde and drawings of modern dance.
Kara Jorgaның бейнелері сүрілген суреттер, Бөкей Ордасында Кара Jorgaның биленген сәттері.
Kara Zhorga means black pace. The artist just shows a rider jumping on a steed. Joly says that the dance was staged in record short time, only 10 days. To gather people willing to participate, a lot of time wasn't needed. Only 25 basic movements. According to one version, it's even called a dance for joints. All the muscles are used in this dance. It improves the blood circulation. Even internal organs feel the effect. This is real gymnastics, one of the kinds of gymnastics called plastics. There's no muscle that remains without movement. In some sanatoriums, Kara Zhorga was even introduced as a therapeutic and health-improving way of dancing. Why not? All the arguments are reduced to just one. The benefit is unquestionable. The National Geographic magazine in 1954 recorded the performance of the Kazakhs of China of the typical tribal dance, the Kara Zhorga, with the accompaniment of the dombra. In Kazakh schools of China, this dance is officially included in the curriculum, and in honor of the celebration of the 550th anniversary of the Kazakh Khanate, Chinese Kazakhs dance the Kara Zhorga in 24 provinces of the country. In some schools, instead of ringing a bell, they put the Kara Zhorga music on to warm up before school. This is very healthy for people, so why should we avoid it? Strength is both in the mind and body. Joly says that he has only one cure for illnesses: bouillon and tea, tea and bouillon. All illnesses are released from the body by sweating. He lives according to his own schedule. The day is planned by the minute. 2 times a week there's a workout. He gets up early. He eats little, and after 6 p.m. he never eats at all. He advises to drink not less than 4 liters per day of water. This is the reason why his weight has never changed for 20 years. He's still at 71 kilos. Only the list of stunts increases. Well, Tanya, throw a knife to me. Yes, like that. You see? It hurts. Tell me, what kind of pain? It numbs or just hurts? He says that he does not like too much attention. He considers modesty to be one of the greatest adornments of a human. He says that there were situations in real life when his abilities came in handy. Once, some hooligans took away the purse from a woman. I helped the police and chased the man and helped to catch him. Why should I talk about this as if I'm boasting? People already know it. Dikhanuli. This surname has got history. Joly says that 10 children of his grandmother died in infancy. The name of the 11th child was chosen by his grandmother. It was Dikhan, which means simple. So 4 viable children were born. Among them was the father of Joly. Another meaning is a horseman, and he is always on horseback. It is necessary for a human being to have a goal or a dream. Since childhood, I always set high goals, to do something in art, to bring joy for the country, to introduce something spiritual for the people. This is my highest ambition. He always speaks the truth, and he's not sure whether this is a drawback or a virtue. He says it's a peculiarity. However, he doesn't consider all these achievements as special. He's sure that it is goals and dreams that create the man.